Oh hey, didn't see you there. You know, there's nothing like a series about having secrets that make you want to have a few yourself. Like, I'll let you know what I just did. So, none of my roommates know I put a mortgage on this house, and the bank doesn't know that I don't own the house. I cannot wait to see the silly dynamics that pop up. Spy Family needs no introduction, but I'm gonna give it one anyway. Spy Family, or Spy X Family if you want to be wrong, was originally written by Tatsuya Endo, who has a history of manga which all ended up into being in this series. Different pieces from his works like Ash of Purgatory, The Pink and Stone, and The Star and Steel, and I Spy were taken apart and added together to create this franchise. Of course, it wasn't as easy as just writing a few different things and taping them together into having a huge pop culture wave. Without the help of his longtime editor, Shihei Lin, who knows what could have happened with the process of actually making the damn thing. Hell, just the name alone went through hundreds of iterations and titles before it landed on Spy Family. How are we gonna find a name that combines both aspects of these stories into one title? And you are probably aware of the absolute takeover that every ounce of the series has had over the anime, manga, and hell, any other kind of community probably. Like, I'm sure there's a chess club out there that talked about it. But yeah, that's the show I've been watching. We don't care. Stop eating all our pieces. No. But if that hypothetical doesn't take the place of evidence for you, we got some actual numbers to sink your teeth into. Like the fact that both parts of Spy Family are in the top 40 highest rated anime on my anime list, which is no small feat. But what's an even bigger feat is the fact that this series that came out in 2019 has 26.5 million copies in circulation, beating out other series that have been out for much, much longer. Hell, I can say with certainty that not only have you probably already heard of Spy Family from the countless memes or discussions, but you've probably had a hard time getting away from them. And you know what they say, if you can't beat a pandemic, join the pandemic. What do you mean you're the CDC? I use Spotify. I haven't used the CD in years. But that's enough talking about how successful a successful thing already is. Or next up, we're going to talk about the popularity of bananas and how appealing they are. But we have a show that's premise is also to pitch to get you to watch it. Okay, so we have a spy, right? Doing all his cool spy stuff. But he has a mission that requires him to cobble together a family super quick. You know, the easy part. So this spy father adopts a child who coincidentally can read minds. Are you following so far? It's still simple. So they need a mom, because you know, what? Sure, they're pretty cool. And this person who agrees to be the mom, who doesn't know that this person can read minds and this one's a spy, happens to secretly be an assassin. You may have telepaths and assassins and spies in one town, but you want to know what my town has? A GameStop. Those just don't go anywhere. The power of the plot alone is such a good sell because, well, it never stops being relevant. The spy dad is always a spy, the telepath is always a telepath, the assassin is always an assassin. But you get to see this makeshift family that was brought together as essentially a bunch of cover-ups for each other slowly become an actual family unit. You come for the spy, you stay for the family. Just like Secret Olive Garden. As you can imagine, the characters in the series are its absolute strongest part. Where the plot, setting, everything else feels like it can be set aside, right on the kitchen counter as long as we see these characters. Who are Agent Twilight, who's the spy in this X family. He was given the mission to prevent the whole World War thing from happening. I have some bad news for him, it's already happened, he really needs to check a history book. But he's been tasked to get close to this guy in order to avoid a war between the two fictional countries the story takes place in. And to do that, you gotta follow the logical steps, which is adopting a child, sending them to a high-grade private school, and being a damn good dad for that child while they try to befriend a child of similar age of the person who would want to start that war. It's like making up your own complicated story while you play The Sims, I love it. Twilight, or his name for the whole family thing, Lloyd Forger. Oh my god, it's Forger because it means fake, it's a forgery, I just got it while spelling for a script, oh my god. But it's great seeing his tough exterior slowly go away as he gets closer to his family. And it's not like he's completely heartless, he just does a really great job at putting up the front as Lloyd Forger. Like this transformation's so convincing, it takes such a long time to realize that the real character of Twilight doesn't naturally smile like this. How else would you smile with your ears? If there's one character you've probably seen though, it would probably be Anya, probably the biggest crux of this whole goal-oriented story. She's a young secret telepath who's a child put into the elite school, and holy hell is she hilarious. She behaves like a child, not the brightest, very ignorant to the whole weight of an assassin mom spy dad trying to have a peaceful world thing, but she makes a great cover character for the series. Herself even outside the plot being very iconic. But it's really sweet seeing how much that she also cares about her family and how she plays the role of someone who's secretly a telepath that knows everyone's secrets in a series that's literally about secrets. And she's a core piece that puts together the biggest fantasy part of the series, which is a functioning family unit. Finally, I can have people to go to parent-teacher conferences with. You know, it was weird enough scheduling them when I don't even go to school anymore, but that's not even a part of this story. Last and not at all least is Yor, who agreed to the whole fake marriage setup so she could continue being an assassin because that's how she took care of her younger brother, who also happens to secretly be a secret police officer. Do you see what I mean about the series being about secrets? But she's a fantastic character for her compassion and the fact that she's just insanely strong in the way it's played off for comedy. Like, she's strong enough to kick people into concrete ceilings, and I love that. Well, no questions. To be completely fair, I don't think I would ask too many questions about someone who to cement is just a suggestion, so I'll keep my thoughts to myself. She's balanced out though for being really inexperienced with basic life things and confuses what insane strength can be used for and whatnot. It just makes her hilarious, and if not surrounded by the straight logical man of Twilight, and Anya, who's, you know, come on, it's Anya, she'd probably be the funniest character for practically every scene of her being in either being extremely goofy or absurdly intimidating. We have the assassin, the telepath, and the spy. You know, we have the boring stuff out of the way. Now we can talk about the big dog in a bow tie that can predict the future. Now we're hitting the important stuff. These characters, along with a handful of others, is what really clicked with people, and I've heard less reasonable things. But we don't need to bring up my ketchup cookies again, but these dynamics of the hard-thinking, logical Twilight with a literal psychic child or an insanely strong but a tad airheaded assassin are just so amazing. And it gets to the point of being entertaining so fast. Seeing how far they're willing to go for each other also adds a heartwarming element. It started off as a fake family, but we're seeing that slowly fade away. Of course, they aren't ready to get rid of those masks, but you see them growing. Speaking of growing, what the hell happened to the budget? The first core of Spy Family, episodes 1 through 12, are not at all bad. They look good. They look stylish. Not a single complaint. But Core 2 looks like they just took all the profits from the first part and put it into the second. I mean, come on, this looks amazing. Like, look at the effects in this opening. I don't know how this bump up was possible. If it was money laundering, well, my washer is open if you need it. I think Spy X Family deserves all the success it has. It came up with a formula, and it worked. But I can perfect it. I like the secret dynamic, so I'm gonna roll with it. I'm secretly Italian, and this is Peanut. She secretly hasn't paid taxes in 7 years.